people, another video is finally here. Another video of Inec chairman Yakubu is finally here. You notice when they conducted the election, a lot of Nigerians have been looking forward to the day that Inec chairman will be exposed and disgraced. The day has finally come. There is the video. Inec chairman is finally exposed and disgraced today by Seun of Channels Television. This guy exposed Inec chairman obedient. I would like you guys to stay connected to the end of this video. The secret of Inec chairman is out. This guy opened it up publicly for everyone to see. If you can share this video, obedient, ensure you click the share button, and if you can't share it, like it, just give it a thumb up so that YouTube will recommend it for us. The secret of Inec is out. Everyone will see this. Stay connected, obedient. I'm coming back again.
Welcome you back to LAJUPOG Watch TV.
I don't have bad news for you today.
The home of religious gossip.
But you should leave the fight for Mohammed.
What is happening in the Christendom? Join now to make sense with LAJUPOG.
Hello my great and wonderful viewers, welcome back to LAJUPOG Watch TV. For those of you coming across the channel for the very first time, ensure you click the red subscription button on your video screen and do well to click the notification bell icon so that whenever we drop a new video in few hours time, YouTube will easily let you to know. We are still on the political news when they conducted the election on the 25th of February. A lot of things have been happening, even to the tribunal level. You know, a lot of things happen because of the election. That is no more in news. A lot of things happen because of the election. For those of us that went out to vote, we know that there are voters intimidation, voters bullying, and a lot of illegal voting that took place all across the federation, not in a precise state, but all across the federation. But INEC denied the fact that all these things happen. But we that went out to vote, we know that all these things happen, and there are a lot of video evidences online, most especially on Twitter. We have a lot of video evidences showcasing the fact that there are a lot of electoral manipulation and electoral malpractices that take place in different areas of Nigeria, and most especially the northern part of Nigeria, where there are underage voting and all of that. But yet INEC come out within 24 hours to announce someone as the winner of the presidential election. So the main mention of the fact that the portal is having some level of glitch as far as the presidential election vote counting and all of that is concerned, because they do upload the result to their IRF portal. They said their Beavers machine password was incorrect and all of that. That was what the officials of INEC state. And when they asked INEC chairman, he said their portal is having glitch. This is a big lie, and Nigeria know all these things. Nigeria know the fact that INEC chairman made a very terrible lie in course of the election. That is why Peter Obi put to the tribunal. So the tribunal said Peter Obi should provide 50 evidences, which he provided. The tribunal summoned INEC chairman Isoponia to appear in court to answer some questions, but INEC chairman did not showcase in court, and this caught more of Nigerians' attention. But INEC chairman's secret is finally exposed in this very video by Channels Television newscaster, the person of Seun Seun is one of the best journalists as far as Nigeria is concerned. So he was as a presenter in the Channels Television, the most popular television station in Nigeria. Seun is not to be asking people, most especially politicians, intellectual and intelligent questions. So Seun interviewed INEC National Commissioner, and in course of the interview, a lot of secrets were exposed. Obedient, I would like you guys to stay connected to the end of this video. If you can really share this video, share it to different social media platforms, let it go viral, because Peter Obi is still in court, and this video will be of a good help to him, just for him to have a upper hand in the tribunal, because Seun really exposed a lot of things regarding INEC with the critical questions that he asked INEC National Commissioner. Come and see the secret of INEC. INEC is finally exposed to the public. You know, since when they conducted the election, they be summoning INEC chairman into different television stations, all of that. But he have been sending representatives. He have never come out to address Nigeria since the election was concerned. Tinubu have been meant to be arresting a lot of people, sanctioning a lot of people, sacking a lot of people in office. He sacked all the chief of staffs and all of that. He sacked EFCC chairman, the person of Bawa, and he even arrested Emefiele and all of that. He arrested Bawa of EFCC. But a lot of Nigerians are out there asking for the fact that if Tinubu can only arrest and prosecute INEC chairman, that is when Tinubu will be respected and honored in Nigeria. Tinubu claimed to be cleansing Nigeria now. But if you can arrest Inec chairman and put him into book, that is when Nigerians will respect Bola Ahmed Tinubu government. So I will leave you guys now to see how Seun Akínbọ̀bọ́yé of Channel Television exposed Mamo Yakubu, the Inec chairman. You know, they said the electoral this thing is having glitch. There was glitch in the presidential, but there wasn't glitch in the House of Senate and House of Representatives and all of that. The House of Assembly election did not have a glitch, but only for the presidential there was glitch. That was what INEC said. That was the excuse they made, but the secret is finally here. Obedient, stay connected to the end of this video. Coming back again as you watch.
Indeed, because a lot of Nigerians have so many questions. Those who are disappointed, those who are underwhelmed, those who feel very aggrieved, and those who are just wanting explanation as to what really happened. But tonight, let's take the issues one after the other. And let me begin with the fresh issues, one of which is being the fact that INEC has been non-responsive to subpoenas, to the call by the tribunal to come forward. The subpoena on the INEC chairman. INEC has been accused of not supporting and being non-responsive to demands and queries and inquiries. Why? Did INEC chairman answer to the subpoena? Did he appear before the tribunal?
Well, for instance, if a subpoena is directed to the chairman to produce a particular document, and a deputy director, an assistant director, or even a director in the commission can produce that particular document, the chairman doesn't necessarily need to appear in person to just produce a press statement issued by a national commissioner.
But the INEC chairman was subpoenaed in person to appear before the tribunal in person.
You know, there are different classes of subpoena. There is the subpoena that, and I want to explain in a layperson's language. There is the subpoena that is issued for you to just come and produce a document and go away. There's also a subpoena that is issued for you to come and testify on behalf of a petitioner or on behalf of a respondent. So it depends on the type of subpoena that is issued. If a subpoena is issued directed to the chairman of the commission, asking him to appear and testify, the chairman will definitely appear. But you know, the election petitions procedure is completely different. If you want to do that type of thing, there's a possibility that one, you have to upload the witness statement of the person you want to even subpoena, or you give the person notice of what you want the person to come and say. You don't just issue a subpoena and say come and testify. The person must know what he or she is coming to do. So it depends on the type of subpoena.
So they didn't give you all of this information. All of these were not provided.
What I'm saying is that the ones I saw directed to the chairman of the commission required and requested him to produce certain documents, and all those documents that were requested from the chairman were produced by different directors and different staff of the commission. So we produced all the documents that were required of us to produce. Now, but the flip side of it was that there were also some documents that were cloned, that were circulating in the social media, that did not emanate from the commission, which the commission had already disowned. And then they issued a subpoena and asked us to produce documents that did not emanate from us. And we said we don't have such documents, and that in fact we had even issued a press statement before during that particular period, saying that such a document does not exist and we don't have such a document. So the chairman of the commission answered all the subpoena that were issued and directed at him.
Except for that he didn't appear in person like they wanted him to appear.
He doesn't necessarily need to appear in person. What the tribunal requires is that a particular document required by the petitioners or by the respondents should be produced, and that particular document was produced. It does not matter which officer of the commission produced that particular document.
Because the allegations are also that there were delay tactics within the commission, and you heard the lawyers, especially of that of the Labour Party, who said that there were delay tactics, there were technical ways that Inec was frustrating their effort, and that they were answering other parties in the matter, but particularly they were being frustrated by the way and manner Inec, and they have paid for it, but Inec is not responding, and it made it look so much that Inec was biased in the process.
No, INEC was not biased. Look, the election petition proceedings are conducted before the election petitions court and before the election petitions tribunals. The election petitions court is not about drama. If you want to prosecute your election petition and a subpoena has been directed at the chairman and the chairman does not answer the subpoena, you go before the court and complain, and the court definitely will use its powers to compel the chairman to appear. But you do not do the right thing, and then the moment you step out from the courtroom, you turn to the television cameras and complain about the chairman not appearing, knowing well that you have not done the right thing, knowing that you have not complied with the right procedure. The commission is a constitutional body. The commission believes in the rule of law and believes in due process. And so we complied with what the court demands. But the drama that happens outside the courtroom, the Nollywood dramatization of issues, the commission is not interested in that. What the commission is interested in is what goes on within and inside the courtroom. If we have done anything wrong, definitely the justices of the Court of Appeal who sit as the election petitions court, we definitely sanction the commission. But in this particular instance, you have to separate and make a distinction between what happens in the courtroom and the drama that takes place immediately after the court proceedings.
So they were sensationalizing it. That's from your point of view.
Definitely, and we realize that. You can see that the lawyers representing the commission were seasoned lawyers. Former president of the Nigerian Bar Association, A.B. Mahmood, was leading the Inec team, and he has so far conducted himself in a very dignified manner. He has not engaged in sensationalism. He has not engaged in the dramatization of the issues. Whatever is required to be responded to, he responded within the confines of the courtroom and not dramatizing issues outside the courtroom, because all those things were meant, to more or less inside the public, knowing well that, for instance, there are some members of the public that do not understand the intricacies involved in the courtroom. And I give you one example. For instance, I was watching the television one day. They stepped out from the courtroom and say, can you imagine, INEC is even objecting to certified documents issued by it. Why are they objecting? They know that within the confines of the law, within the procedures adopted by the courts, whatever objection you have, the reasons for those objections will be reserved until you file your final address. So if you object, you just say, I object to a document. For instance, if you are contesting the validity of results issued by the commission in 4 states, and then you apply to the commission for the results in 10 states, and then you want to tender the 10, when in actual fact your grievance is in relation to results in 4 states. The commission is constitutionally, legally, and procedurally permitted to object to the tendering of the results from the other states that you did not plead. And that's exactly what is going on in the courtroom. But they dramatize and sensationalize some of these issues for people who are not versed with the procedures and processes of the courts.
Have you been able to fully upload all the results from the presidential election on the IREV portal?
You cannot fully upload all the results because there were places where elections did not take place. And I'll give you an example. Before the election, we told Nigerians that elections will take place only in 176,606 polling units, as against the number of polling units we have in the country, because in some of those polling units, we do not have registered voters. So you don't expect results from the IREV for all these other polling units where we did not deploy. That is one. Secondly, in places where there were violent disruption of the elections, you don't expect results from those polling units. So I think that it will not be right to expect that the IREV will contain results from 176,606 polling units. That is far-fetched.
How many have you uploaded now so far?
Well, I don't have the figure of it, but the results, substantial number of the results are already on the IREV.
I mean, why did it take Inec that long to upload the result?
Well, as a lawyer, I'm going to be slightly circumspect and slightly careful in answering some of your questions because some of the issues relating to the issue of result upload, especially for the presidential election, is pending before the election petitions court, and the commission, I think on the 3rd of July, we open its defense around the issue of result upload and the issues surrounding it. So if you permit me, I will just try as much as possible to avoid answering that question because it's one of the major issues before the election petitions court, and I'm careful about answering.
So people are worried that there were two different kinds of elections that happened on one day. One part of it, there are those who are worried that the results were there. The other part, the results were not there. Why the discrepancy?
It's not a discrepancy. We explained to Nigerians that there were challenges with uploading the presidential election results, and I'm using the word challenges as a layman's way of trying to explain what happened. The commission said that there was a glitch in terms of uploading the presidential election results, but and I've said it times without number. The uploading of the results of the election into the Inec result viewing portal was to build public trust and also for the public to follow what goes on within and around the election process. But as you know, and as I know, the law, the Electoral Act 2022, gives every registered political party the opportunity to nominate polling agents, or what in popular parlance we call party agents, to be his eyes within the various polling units. And most of the political parties did nominate their polling agents. In fact, 3 of the political parties nominated over 176,000 polling agents. One of them nominated around 134,000 polling agents. So what that means is that each political party had the primary evidence at the level of the polling unit of those results. So I find it slightly difficult to understand why almost all the political parties are relying only on results uploaded to the various polling units when they apply to the commission and the commission accredited over 176,000 polling agents for each political party.
But you made the promise that you are going to put it there.
Yes.
You were the one who said IREV is going to work.
Yes.
It's worked in Osun, it worked in Ondo, and you said, Ekiti rather, and you said it's going to work. But you reneged on your promise.
No.
You failed on your promise.
No, nobody has said that it did not work. The result, you said it yourself, the results for the senatorial election was uploaded. That of the House of Representatives election was uploaded. Governorship election was uploaded. State Assembly elections were uploaded. And it is only in the uploading of the presidential election results that we had a glitch. And we explained to Nigerians that this was exactly what happened. So it is not...
No, you have not explained to Nigerians what happened.
We did.
No, what did you say happened?
We said there was a glitch in terms of uploading of the presidential election results.
What's the nature of the glitch? Was it an issue of network or hosts issues, or what exactly is it? Is it a hardware problem, or the domain where you had your server or your porter domicile that was the problem?
You see, if you drag me into a digital and technological issue, I will get lost because I'm fundamentally a lawyer. So, as far as I'm concerned, there were challenges with uploading of the presidential election results. That issue of uploading, whether it was a hardware issue, whether it was a software matter, is already before the Presidential Election Petition Court, and I will not go into that. Moreover, my knowledge of technology is very, very limited. So if you drag me into technological related issues, I will just get lost.
So this is it. Your mind, it might not be your expertise.
Yes.
But because this is an engagement that you had with Nigeria, a promise you made to Nigerians, this is Inec, the destiny of Nigerians and the Nigerian people's hopes and aspiration about a process which they believe Inec was going to be transparent and come straight to them. So if there was somebody who was responsible who failed in his duties, or if it was a machine problem or it's a human error, what failed? Is it human or machine?
Well, as an individual, I will have an opportunity of understanding the intricacies of what happened the moment we begin our own internal review process, and also the moment we also begin the external review process.
So INEC does not know now what really happened.
I've told you what I know.
No, the point is,
yes.
And I know,
yes.
If they take light in this building right now, it could be a generator or from the source, or solar. There are possible 3 ways by which we can generate power in this room right now. If they take light from the source, which is NEPA or PHCN, we put on our generator. If our solar fails, these are possible 3 ways. I'm not in that area, but I could tell you that power will be restored because our engineers are putting on the generator. So it could be that our engineer had gone to have dinner somewhere else, and that was why the gap of the minute in which they took light and we couldn't restore it. So that's what I'm asking. In layman terms, was it a human error or a machine error?
Well, all I know is that there was a glitch. There were challenges with uploading of the presidential election result. That is all from a layman's point of view that I can explain.
So nobody has been held accountable within INEC?
It's not issue of holding anybody accountable.
What failed? There were monies, millions of naira, Nigerian taxpayers' money that have been entrusted in the hands of INEC to prosecute this election. A major part of it failed, and INEC described it as a glitch. So explain to Nigerians if it's human or machine. So that you don't get, I know what you're trying to run away from.
I'm not running away.
You don't want to get into the arena of what the tribunal is prosecuting right now, but just tell Nigerians it was human, it was machine. No. So Nigerians can then hold their breath and wait to when the defense of INEC comes.
No. Let me explain something to you. When you are using the word failure, you are using the word failure in a very generic sense, and that is not right. Now, that machine you are talking about has 3 components and 3 elements. When we are in doing the voters registration process, we use that particular machine for purposes of voters registration. When we are doing voter accreditation, we use it for voter accreditation. And then after election, we also use the same machine for result upload. So it is only one component of result upload that we are talking about. So the machine has not failed. The machine was used successfully in terms of voters registration. The machine was also used successfully in terms of voter accreditation. And the machine was also used successfully in terms of result upload. We are only talking of result upload for the presidential election only. So it is not true, and it is not right, and it's not correct to insinuate even remotely that taxpayers' money was wasted and the machine did not work. No, the machine worked optimally.
I look at it in this way,
yes.
Mr. Okoye. If you are to buy a vehicle and what you are concerned about is you paid for the vehicle and the vehicle is delivered to you, but when they give you a story that on the way from Mina, in between Mina and Abuja, the vehicle break down and something happened, you don't want to hear the story. What you want is what you paid for to be delivered to you. Nigerians paid for an excellent election, and midway something happened when you promised them that results are going to be uploaded on IREF as a transparent process to be able to monitor and circumvent any kind of fraudulent activities on the exercise. But then it happened on 2 of the 3 elections. On 1, it did not happen. So that means that Beavers worked, but where you're supposed to upload it in the cloud or in one machine, it did not come, and it did not come in one of the elections out of the 3. The Nigerians are beginning to worry. If it was a human effort to hold on to that result.
Let me give you an example. I boarded a plane coming from Anambra at the Anambra airport. All of us had already boarded the plane. And then suddenly, the pilot said that there was a problem with the computer of the aircraft and that he had called Lagos and that Lagos has asked him to shut down the plane and restart it. And he told us that what he's doing is akin to a computer, to our mobile phones hanging, and then you switch it off and put it on again. So even in aeroplanes, sometimes you experience that type of challenge. I have seen you can buy a vehicle today and it will have a problem.
No doubt.
I've seen vehicles that were recalled to the factory.
Mr. Okoye, do you realize that Nigerians are very reasonable people?
Oh, no, definitely.
They can understand with you if you have a problem. Genuinely, they will understand. This is not the first time Inec has had logistics problem. And Nigerians will understand, oh, you are going to postpone the election. We'll wait the next 2 weeks when you want to hold it. But when you have raised their hopes and you said this is going to work, I did not work, don't you think that they have the right to ask, especially when the only reason why people pay tax is to see the effort of that tax being used?
Thank you for staying connected, my great and wonderful viewers. I believe you really enjoyed the interview session between Seun and Festus Okoye. Festus Okoye is the national chairman of Inec, So the man came to represent Mamo Yakubu, Inec chairman, in Chinese television. You can see the questions that Seun asked him. So that question leaked out a lot of secrets of Inec. One of the questions that Seun asked this man was the fact that since Inec said there were glitch in course of the presidential election, there was glitch in their IRF portal and all of that. What is the glitch all about? What causes the glitch? Is it a manual thing or a machine thing? Is it caused by a man or a human factor, or is caused by a machine, a robotic factor? You understand? So the man couldn't answer the question because that question is a straightforward question. Since INEC used the word glitch for us, they used the English term glitch for us. A lot of Nigerians do not know what glitch is all about when there is transmission and all of that, breaking transmission of things, So if you don't even try to break it down to the man that if you say that there is glitch occurred, now be specific. Tell us whether the glitch is as a result of human factor. Maybe it was your engineers that caused all those shit, or it's as a result of the machine. But the man couldn't answer the question. But I didn't mean that the man answered the question. I didn't mean that the man said that glitch is due to human factor. The blame is already on the INEC tech engineers and all of that. And Nigerians are going to question them that how will there be glitch from the human factor of INEC when Nigeria paid INEC 200 billion naira plus to conduct a reasonable election for them. But it was unfortunate that the election that INEC presented to us was just like a primary school carried, just like a primary school inter-house sport. Now, I didn't mean that they said the glitch is from INEC human factor. That shows that the money that Nigerian gave to INEC to conduct the election, that shows that INEC must refund the money. But the man didn't say that the issue come from the human factor, which is their engineers. And rather, the man did not say that the issue come from the machine. But don't forget, INEC have said it before that their Beavers machine came up with a sudden issue, which is allocated to the presidential only, So they said it came with a sudden issue in the election day. There were glitch in their Beavers machine, so they couldn't transmit the result to the IRF portal and all of that. But now the man couldn't specify. Even that they said that the issue is from their machine factor. We would have asked them the question because they bought the machine, they purchased all the machine from Amazon, and Amazon official and Amazon expert is one of the evidence that Peter will be presented in the tribunal. It was some weeks ago that some Amazon expert come to Nigeria just to attest to the fact that the Beavers machine that INEC bought from them did not have issue, because it was this Amazon that sold the Beavers machine that United States of America, US, is using, and they conduct their election very well, but the machine did not have issue. Likewise, they sold for India and some other big countries across the globe, but the one they sold for Nigeria, why is it that when they used it for Osun State gubernatorial election, there wasn't glitch, the machine did not malfunction? Why is it that it did not malfunction in Osun State gubernatorial election? Why is it that it's only the presidential zone of the election that got manipulated? Can you see, Nigerians? Obinet, I would like you guys to drop your opinion at the comment section. Just feel free. This is freedom of expression. Say your mind at the comment section of this video. What do you have in mind. Do you really think INEC is saying the truth? Because Seun said in course of that interview, he said Nigerians cannot pay tax, and at the end of the day, they use part of the tax money that Nigerians are paying, they use to pay INEC 200 billion naira plus, and yet they gave it to INEC to conduct a reasonable, a suitable election. They gave it to INEC to conduct a reasonable and suitable election for them, and at the end of the day, INEC provided a rubbish election, and a lot of Nigerians today, they are aggrieved. A lot of Nigerians are aggrieved, and a lot of Nigerians feel like there's no democracy in this country, that democracy is dead for a long time. What do you guys think? This video alone exposed a lot of things about INEC, because many of the intellectual questions that Seun of Channels Television asked Festus Okoye, the National Commissioner of INEC, the man couldn't answer the question because he knows that the moment he answered the question, there will be an explosion. Nigerians will enter street and they will protest against INEC, you know, answers and INEC and all of that, you know. But everyone are waiting for the day that INEC chairman will come out to speak to Nigeria about the so-called glitch that happened in the course of the election. But let me tell you, till today, the electoral result is not fully uploaded to the iRef portal of INEC. Out of 17,000 plus polling units, they only uploaded 16,000 plus polling units. It remains more than 1,000 polling units, and yet INEC deleted all the electoral results from their portal. Drop a pin in the comment section of this video. As we get to on that one for you, ensure you follow me on my social media handles on Facebook at LAJUPOG Watch TV and LAJUPOG Entertainment, and on Instagram at LAJUPOG. Guess what, guys? See you in my next video. Bye.
I see the hot for my body, I say make I yarn you. Religious cause plenty day for body. Pastor with the line on top, be pastor. For LAJUPOG Watch TV. Pastor with the bar, where politician with the do pass himself. All the why you with the for church.